Okay, so I got an example here. I'm just going to show you quickly how to make the bar graph and add those error bars. And so what I have here is I put in two random bits of data. So this would be the walk to run transition. This would be the run to walk transition. I just made up numbers here. And so to calculate the means, I would just use the average function within Excel. Select all these things. It's going to give me my mean for that group. Do the same thing for this one over here. And so there's my averages for each group, or my means, and then for the standard deviation I'm going to use the equals stand diva. So there's a lot of different standard deviation ones in here. This is the one that we'll use, and I'm going to hit tab. That's going to allow me to then select a series here. I'll select that same group of cells, just hit enter. Do the same thing over here, same function, hit tab, select the cells I want to include. And so what we can see here is even though our means are almost the same within this sample that I've made up, the standard deviation is very different. So in this group there was a lot tighter grouping, this group had a lot more variability. So then to create this into a bar graph, I've added these headings here of walk to run, run to walk. And so I just select those cells. I just want the averages right now. I'm going to insert a column graph, 2D column. And so that's going to give me the average speed that we had the transition from walk to run, the average speed from run to walk. I can get rid of this over here, I don't really need that. A couple things I do want to add though is I want to add a title to the chart, so I do that in here. Put above the chart so you all can decide what you want to call that. And then I also want to add an axis title on the vertical axis. So to a rotated title. And then this, I'm just looking for something like speed in miles per hour. Okay, and then so the last thing we'll do is we'll add the error bars. And so to do that, I'm again going to go into this layout tab under chart tools. And all the way over on the right here we have error bars. So when I select error bars, it gives me a lot of options. One of the options is actually error bars with standard deviation. But this I have found not to work effectively, and so what we're going to do, since we have our particular cells with the standard deviation, so we're going to go to more error bars options, and then within here down at the bottom we're going to click custom. So I've selected custom. Now it wants me to specify a value. So once I specify a value, it'll open up this custom error bars box, and within the positive error value, all I'm going to do here is select the two cells that I have my standard deviation in. So select those two. That's going to put those two cells into the positive error value. Don't need to worry about the negative error value. Just click OK there. And so now I've put in error bars, standard deviation error bars for each of these different series here. And then the last thing we'll do is we'll switch the direction of the vertical error bars. Instead of doing both, we'll just do plus. This is what we see more typically in most journals. So if I close out of all that, click off there, now I can see I have my averages is with the bars here, and then the small error bars here are going to tell me about my standard deviation. So that's basically it for what you'll need there.